Well, that looks very small. Let's bring it up. There we go. This was an impulse purchase today at the post office. Oh, look at that. Covered the eye right up. I am very easily distracted. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. This was an impulse purchase today. We've established I bought this on impulse today at the post office while I was waiting for a friend to finish her post officey stuff. And it is the Gift in a Tin Sew Me Up Floral Bunny by Apples to Pears. According to this, I just have to stuff and sew up a template with pre-cut stitch holes to bring this floppy-eared bunny to life. Hopefully not real life, because I don't have one of those machines that Dr. Frankenstein had. I'm just going to open this. I'm not going to go into old sci-fi. Let's see what's in here. Okay, surprisingly, there's a bunny. Let's get the bunny. Oh, the bunny doesn't want to come out. Okay, well, we'll deal with the bunny later. Is this the instructions? Or is it just an ad? No, that's not an ad. You can't advertise something that people have already bought. So this stuff does come out. There we go. There's the batch information, if you were wondering. You might have been. This bag is not a toy, which is a real shame, because I could have done interesting and creative things. That's a piece of blank cardboard. Both sides of that for you. Instructions. Very sad looking rabbit. Oh. Okay, so this is actually, the head's already stuffed. Because I was thinking this amount of stuffing is not enough amount of stuffing. But the head is already stuffed. That's a grumpy looking rabbit. But to be fair, so would I be if I had been trapped in a plastic bag. So there is nothing to actually assemble on this. It's just a hollow soft toy. It's very soft, I have to say. With the stuff... come on, let's see if we can make this look a bit happier here. Nope. So then on the back, obviously, is the hole to put the stuffing in. And there's the pre-cut holes. I don't know if you can see them. The pre-cut holes there to put the thread through. The thread being... this thread, this bag, still not a toy. That's got to go in the bin. So there's my thread and a needle. Plastic needle. Oh, poor bunny. Such indignities. We'll put you there for a minute while I have a look at the instructions. This is me having a look at the instructions. So, remove the stuffing from its packet and pull it into small balls. Open up the slot, put the stuffing in, carry on stuffing until it's full of stuffing. Right? Sew the sides together. Okay, that's a weird bit of instruction, but that's okay. Your bunny will love to travel wherever you go. Use the tin as a bed. I think I'll probably do something else with the tin. I do like a tin. Partial to a tin. There's a lot you can do with tins. What did I say before about being easily distracted? Let's get the stuffing out, shall we? Let's do that, and then I'll put the stuffing in the rabbit. I was about to say in the kangaroo, but this is not a kangaroo. I need a pair of scissors. I have a pair of scissors. This poor little grumpy bunny. Okay, so what kind of stuffing? Oh, it's that very, not particularly soft. Feels a little bit slippery and plasticky. Just the cheap stuffing you get in these kits. So, bunny, I do apologise for the indignity. I just want to... see, he's been all squished up. So I want to sort of make his head a little bit less compressed. He still looks quite perturbed, doesn't he? We'll see how he looks when I've stuffed all his stuffing in here. So where do I need to stuff? Okay, the arms and legs are unstuffed. So I will stuff them. Okay, good. All right, I know what I'm doing now. Which is, you know, a first for me. So I'm going to break this stuffing up. If you've never made a soft toy, and maybe you haven't. It's very tempting to put, excuse me while my phone goes off because I am professional, it's very tempting to put all of the stuffing in at once. That is a bad idea, and I'll tell you for why. It's because it means the stuffing gets all sort of clumped up like that. It's not very squishy, it's not very nice to touch or play with, and you can't get it down into the little weird places like Bunny's arm here. Oh, that's cute. I can't do that because my arm doesn't bend that way, but we'll go like that. He still looks really annoyed, doesn't he? Look at that face. That is a grumpy bunny. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, putting stuffing in the bunny. Stuff the bunny. I might speed this bit up if it's all the same to you. Okay, not quite enough stuffing for my tastes. There's still quite a lot of room in there, and the legs aren't equal. The arms are pretty similar, but these legs, oh, yeah, a little bit empty. But I have some stuffing left over from the succulent kit that I did a little while ago, so I'm going to take some of that because it's the same cheap, obnoxious stuffing. And top up the bunny rabbit. Just to get him a little bit firmer. All right, that'll do. If you do too much, you can't get the edges together, and these pre-cut holes are somewhere around here. Oh, okay, that's folded in, and that's folded in. Good, okay. Oh, he's such a grumpy little bunny. Just excuse me while I squish his head a bit more. Just trying to make his face a bit more three-dimensional. I suppose I could go in there with a stitch ripper, but it feels kind of cruel on a little fluffy rabbit. It's very soft. It's a soft, lovely, fluffy rabbit. I don't want to stitch rip its head off. I will, however, plonk it face down and do some minor spinal surgery. So according to the instructions, I need about 30 centimetres of this stuff, the end of which is there. I'm just going to eyeball that. This is me eyeballing it. There we go, see? Probably quicker to do it that way. There we go. Unwind. Unwind. Now, how am I securing this? Because if it's the loop method, that would be my preferred method. Sew the sides together, use the entire loop and a knot at the end. Oh, okay, it's a double knot. It's a double knot situation. So I can manage that. I've done a double knot before. This is a really interestingly shaped needle. I don't know if you can see it because it's not focused. What if there we go. It's just got an interesting shape to the top of it. I don't know if that's relevant. I'm just pointing it out to you. Focus on the bunny. There we go. So I need to find one of these pre-made holes. I apologise if my hair is getting in shot. I have a lot of it at the moment. Right. So I'm going to tie that off with a double knot. Oh, poor little bunny. Yeah, that should be enough to finish it. Tie that there. A little double knot. And then I'm going to go through the pre-made holes. And I'm going to try and do that in a way where you can see what I'm doing. He's definitely going to have quite the scar. But chick stick scars, apparently. I'm going to do this a bit like, I A bit like, oh, is that a pre-made hole that I've missed? Yeah, it is. Okay. I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. Quite a safe kit for kids, I noticed, because there's no point on the needle. And you can't notice that because it's very out of focus. I'll show you it later. Mind your tail, bunny. What's this bit? Oh, I see. It is kind of hard to see the pre-made holes because of all the fluff. And it's especially hard when I'm very blurry and not quite in shot. I apologise. There we go. So I'm not actually doing any kind of what you might call technique. I would normally do a ladder stitch. Is that a pre-made hole? But because of the very gappy, actually, pre-made holes, that one. Did I use that one? I used that one. So let's go. I'm not even in shot. I do apologise. There's one. There's one. I found it. His little head's so flat. But I'm doing sort of a lacing motion here, like you might do with shoelaces. Or you might not. I don't know your life. But it is being reasonably well hidden by the fluff. So I'm not sure how well this would stand up to extended play. And that's the last hole. That's it. We've sewn up our bunny. So I'm just going to tie this off. Whoops. I'm just going to get into a bit of a tangle. So tie this off. I'll go through there again. And then I'll do another knot on top of that. This is quite large scale. I'd normally try and hide all this because of well, aesthetics. And what I will do is pull this end through so that I can cut it off without cutting it off at the knot. So if I pull that tight and then trim it, it'll disappear up into the body, and I'm not cutting so close to the knot that it might unravel, and I'll do the same for this one. Because I don't want to cut close to the knot. So it's not the greatest, oops, don't cut the fuzz. It's not the greatest sewing up job, but it's reasonable. You can sort of see it, just because of the size of the thread and the stitches, but if you fluff it up a bit, look at his poor flat head. But there's the completed bunny. It's a very quick thing to make. Well, you don't really make it, you just finish it. All the tricky sewing, the nose and the putting the limbs on and everything, all that's been done for you. So it is a nice quick sew up. It'd be great for a kid, really. And I mean, I'm technically no longer a child, but it was nice. It was fun to do. And now I've got a little grumpy bunny who needs a name. So I'll have to think of a name for the grumpy bunny while I squeeze Grumpy Bunny's head, possibly making Grumpy Bunny grumpier. And this is what I meant about the needle, which I'll show you like that. And see if I can focus. No, I can't. Give me a sec. There we go. So yeah, the end of the needle is rounded. So even though it's a plastic needle, which wouldn't really do any damage anyway, it's really, really a safe needle for kids. Focus on the bunny. There we go. So now I have a small, shiny, very fluffy rabbit with quite endearing floral patches on the inside of the ears and the soles of the feet, not on the arms. And hopefully, once this head has settled into being out of a plastic bag, it might look a little bit less irritated. I think it's this eye being covered up a bit by the fur, so we'll clear that up a little bit. Nope, still quite grumpy, but sweet nonetheless. So that was the Me Up Floral Bunny. I'll show you the tin again. This is the tin that if you are a small child, which technically I remind you I am not, you can use to keep your rabbit in if that's what you're into. Apparently you can use it as a bed, which would imply that you can, yeah, not really so much. So this tin will go off to do something else with its life. I will decorate it in some way. I'll have a bit of a think about that. Goodbye, tin. Hello, bunny. So until next time, from me and my grumpy little rabbit friend, who's waving at you, but, oh, geez, he's not happy about it. Yes, I will see you next time with a different video, with a different project. This is very cute. I had a nice time doing it. I'm not sure it's worth the $20 I paid for it, but, you know, I got a rabbit out of it, so I can't really complain.